Okay, so now to make the top, which is going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, what I'm going to do, if you notice I didn't bevel this top one, that is because I want to just bevel it, but I actually just want just a little bit. I just want about this much. I don't actually want to inset or anything. I just need another ridge there. And I'm also going to just right click and bevel again to come up. So it's almost like I sliced it. Okay. Then I'm going to take just these polygons, this half. And because I'm in wireframe mode, it selects all the way through, as you can see. And I want to bevel these. I want to pull these out, but I can't really do it now. If I move them, not statistics, if I move them, it'll pull all this. So you would think to bevel them, but bevel, of course, gives me my nice Hershey bar effect. So we'll go back to multiply. We could do a smooth shift, like that, and that just multiplies them. And then I could just press T for my move tool, and now I'm moving these out. Okay, but it's important to keep an eye on every view so we don't overdo it. And what we end up with is this nice lip that actually is molded and comes right out of there. Okay, so we're just going to pull this down. If you hold the control key, you can constrain your axis. And we want it to just go right to about the edge. So that's why it's important to keep an eye on that top view. Okay, from here, what I want to do is use my knife tool again, Shift K, and I'm going to slice like this, and then with the right mouse, just click a couple of times, making sure not to get the polygons underneath, and do it from down here as well so you don't click all the way through. Okay. And this guy's a little bit uneven. And you could try using bandsaw, but sometimes I just like to manually do this. Okay. Now, if you hit the tab key, my subdivisions are going to work very nicely because I have a lot of detail. So all it's going to do is smooth everything out. But it's important to note that I'm using the Catmull-Clark subdivisions here, not subpatch. All right. So if I turn this off and I turn on subpatch, hit the tab key, I'm going to get an error. Okay. Subpatch is kind of the old, still existing, but older Lightwave subdivisions. And notice like areas like this aren't going to subpatch properly because they're not made up of 3 or 4 vertices. Each quad needs to be a triangle or a quad. Each part needs to be triangle or quad. But if I go to Catmull-Clark, technically that works with n-gons, meaning any polygon at any number. And I can get a nice smooth surface, especially like right up here. Nice blend, okay, without doing much edge work. Creates just the look I want it to. And you can always adjust simply by going to point mode, taking a few of these points, and moving those in. And what you can do, if you watch, you actually can tighten up. And actually, when you do this, just do make sure you have all the points selected. It always helps. Here we go. You can tighten that up or you can loosen it depending on how close or tight those points are. Okay. So with that, I'm going to press S to save again. And now we need to shape this just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to use my bend tool, but I'm going to use the right mouse to create a little bit of a fall off, just like we've done. Fall offs are very powerful. So in this front view, I just use the right mouse button to drag out the fall off. And then with the left mouse button, I can pull it up a little. Now look what happens. I'm actually bending the bottom points as well. Okay, so that's really something to pay attention to. So what I can do is actually just select these first, then use my bend tool, which by the way is Shift tilde is the shortcut for it. Okay. Right mouse, create a little more influence. And then with the left mouse, now we're bending only what's selected. Okay, so I'm just going to come up a little. And then I'm going to select bend again, but I'm going to hit the fall off this way. And then I'm just going to bend that down. So a very nice, easy way to work. And the reason it worked as a selection, obviously, is because whatever selected is what gets... whatever you do is applied to whatever selected, and if nothing is selected, like our first effort, it applies to everything. Okay, so we'll save that. Now I need to create a little bit of a back lip here. I want this to remain smooth, but I can also enlarge it a bit too. So I can do that, and if I hold the shift key with the up arrow, shift with the right bracket, I can expand my selection a bit. And then if I shift H, I can size it up. And then press T for move and hold the control key, and I can just slide that back. And because I'm using the subdivisions and I have that extra geometry in there, I get that nice curvature right underneath. But I still get a little bit of a bevel there. Okay. Now you can shape this however you want, and maybe take this guy and just rotate it up just a little bit like that. Pull it up maybe, just to give it a little bit more style. And that way you've got a nice detailed pump. Okay. And then for the front here, what I'm going to do is just come in, take these front polygons, go to multiply, do a little smooth shift, just click on them once, and then shift H for size, and we can size those down. Smooth shift again, just click on them, and that multiplies them. And then you can press T for your move tool. Shift H brings them to view. And we got a little ET going here. Looks like ET. Smooth shift these again, and that just sharpens that out. And then you can stretch them down, move them down. And actually undo a couple of times. Let me shift up arrow to expand my selection. I need to scale down the previous set of polygons as well as the new one that's duplicated, and just kind of move those in place. And depending on how close you're going to get to this, you can move these back into your model for the soap dispenser. Okay. Put a very nice little spout out the front. Okay. So we'll save that. And then finally, we'll come back here to our main surfaces for the main bottle. I'm going to press W for statistics, go to polygons, and then under surface, I'm going to select the bevels. And that automatically selects that surface. Nice, easy way to work. Rather than creating selection sets, you just do it as surfaces. And for here, we're going to do the same thing by using smooth shift. Click it once, and we can actually just drag it out, and that's all we want. That's all you really need. Okay, just a little extra there. If you hit the tab key, now you've got the nice smooth areas you're looking for. Okay, and that might even be a little bit too far out. Let's do it one more time, and just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I just want that out a little bit. Maybe somewhere in between those two. Okay, but little trial and error with the smooth shift. You can also try multi-shift, but just make sure group selection is on, and you'll be fine. Okay, so here is our final model. Okay, good amount of detail and little spaces to pick up a lot of light. Okay, so we're going to save that, and I'm going to send it to layout by clicking the little drop down up there, and that's using the hub, which of course is automatically started when you start Lightwave. If yours doesn't work, just jump into layout here and just load it up. All right, so let's move on to the next video, and we'll continue going.